so I want to get in my mom's basement like ASAP. Should I save up to buy a place, or could I go out right now and just rent out an apartment or a house?
Yeah, that's a really good question, especially for any young person who's in their parents' basement and looking to get out, because it is a big financial decision. Housing will always be the major part of your budget, whether you're renting or owning. It's going to cost a lot of money. So my suggestion is to stay in your mother's basement as long as possible and invest that money and have that grow for as long as you comfortably can. When it comes time to move out, it really depends on your own personal situation, if you can afford to buy, and if owning a home is going to suit your own personal needs.
Yeah. So what would be the benefits of buying over renting?
Well, if you own your own house, the nice thing about that is you know your costs. So it may be expensive because you have to come up with your down payment initially, but in the long run, you know that if your mortgage payment is $1,200, more than likely it's going to stay at that. And in fact, when you do your mortgage term, you're guaranteed for 5 years or 10 years, whatever term you want to commit to, that's all you're going to pay. Where if you're renting, you can pretty much be assured that if you start off at $1,200 in year one, that next year it's going to go up to $1,250 or $1,300. But it is definitely going to increase in time. And real estate's really easy in a lot of ways because you can just look back in history and see, well, what happened 10 years ago? What happened 20 years ago? Well, 20 years ago, a one bedroom cost $600 a month. Now you're looking at $1,200 or $1,400 a month or more, right? And same thing with housing. You know that 20 years ago, you could buy a nice house in Crestview for $85,000. Now that nice house is going to cost you $400 or more. But the good news is if you had bought 20 years ago, you'd still be making the mortgage payment on that, and your payment may only be $600 a month.
Yeah.
Right? But if your lifestyle doesn't suit owning, meaning that you're not sure where you're going to be in 2-3 years or how your life's going to change, or you might be wanting to travel, renting could be a great option for you. Yeah. Because houses can be expensive. You get in the wrong house and you have a lot of expenses, like say you have to start doing roofs or you have to do your hot water tank and furnace. That can add up very quickly, and if you're on a limited budget, these things can really be tough on you.
Absolutely. It feels a little bit discouraging to know that everything was so much cheaper 20 years ago, and I should have bought my house when I was 2 years old. But there is no time like right now.
Right.
You were saying earlier, right?
And that was the same thing when I was your age. Instead of buying a house for $80,000 in Crestview, when I was 20 years before me, it was you could have bought that same house for $40,000, and then likewise 20 years before that you could have bought for $20,000. So I say real estate's pretty easy because you know where it's been in the past and more than likely where it's going to go in the future. And houses, exactly what I said, is just like planting a tree. Best time to plant a tree?
Right now. Yeah.
Second best time, or actually the best time was 20 years ago.
Oh yes. Second best time is right now.
Yeah. That's it.
That.
So when coming to buy a house, don't make the mistake of waiting too long.
Yeah.
Because prices will definitely go up in the future. Rent prices will go up in the future. And as a young person starting out, a good idea is to buy a house and then have a friend rent with you, like share the cost. But you're the one who's owning it, and they're helping build your equity. So every year that if your payments say $1,200 a month, you're putting, over time, more than half of that is going to go to paying down your mortgage, which means directly building your wealth.
Absolutely. And if your friend's helping you pay the rent, that's going right to your mortgage, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And that's really good. That's very good advice, Dad. Thank you.